Earlier today, Iran's ambassador to France told Bloomberg News that the country is working on a formalized system with Oman to charge tolls through the Strait of Hormuz as Iran continues to grip on to its control when it comes to the waterway. President Trump, moments ago in the Oval Office, told reporters that he doesn't like that idea.
We want it open. We want it free. We don't want tolls. It's international. It's an international waterway. They're not charging tolls. Right now, they are losing $500 million a day is what it's projected. I don't know, it sounds like a lot of money, but whether it's 500 or 200 or 300, they're losing a lot of money. There hasn't been a ship that's been able to get through without our approval.
That was President Trump's response to a question asked by Bloomberg's very own Jeff Mason, who was in the Oval with the president and is now on the North Lawn of the White House, joining us here on Bloomberg TV and radio. So, Jeff, it seems that Iran is clearly on a different page than President Trump when it comes to this issue, but the president still maintains that this conflict is going to end soon. How is that going to happen if these two sides are still this far apart?
Well, that's a great question. He did say that he thinks it's going to end soon, but he obviously does not see the Strait of Hormuz in the same way that Iran sees it. And the big question will be whether or not that's a big enough sticking point to prevent them from receiving or getting to a peace deal, or whether that's something that the president is willing to table. And we don't know the answer to that. What we do know is Iran is using the Strait of Hormuz as a cudgel. And has learned over the last several weeks of this war that it has the upper hand with regard to the Strait of Hormuz. And so the question is, does the rest of the world accept that, and in particular, does President Trump accept that, or does it derail a peace deal that they're currently working on putting together?
If you're joining us on Bloomberg Television, you can see the honor guard behind Jeff Mason on the White House North Lawn as President Trump gets ready to participate in an ambassador credentialing ceremony. That's also why you're hearing those horns blare there. It's a very busy day at the White House, Jeff. I also want to ask you about another sticking point that we know has come up in the negotiations, including the stockpile of already highly enriched uranium. I know that you brought this up in the Oval Office. Where does President Trump stand on how critical that is for a deal? And what do we know about how the U.S. is eyeing either retrieving or retracting that enriched material?
Yeah, Tyler, it certainly is another one of those sticking points. And I did ask the president about that, whether or not Iran can hold on to that stockpile. And he said no, that they would that would have to be taken out of the country. But he did not give details as to how that would be done. And Iran, in the latest reporting, is the Iranian supreme leader is saying that is not to be taken out of the country. So that seems like another potential big hurdle to a peace deal. And the question is, again, how firm is President Trump on this issue, and how much is he willing to compromise on it with Tehran?